So I reiterate here, the bill is dead.
The story of this great city is about the years before this night. We are free!
Hey everyone, this is Ho Ho Hong Kong with me, Vivek Mahbubani, and in the other corner we have...
Hey, Mohammed Magdi, we're on time.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding,
That's
ding,
right,
ding,
we're
ding.
on time and getting ready for this, the main event of today, which is the podcast recording.
Oh, yeah. And
That's right.
if you are listening on the day of... We are recording a few minutes before the Jake Paul Tyson fight.
Yeah, so literally...
So rest in peace.
Whatever happened.
Whoever
Hey,
happened.
It'll be quite silly for us to have like all these prediction talks
Yeah.
now. What do you think is gonna happen and everything? And when people listen, like that didn't happen at all.
That didn't happen at
You
all.
know,
So
or
you
like-
want to try?
Yeah, you try. I mean, I have a feeling that whatever happens, they're gonna boo Jake and obviously cheer Tyson.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, the guy's like the
that's an
legend.
easy-
Yeah,
yes,
that's an
yes.
easy one, right?
Yeah.
Because
Jake Paul also, like, he positioned himself. He's basically a heel
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah,
WWE
yeah.
terms,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly,
And,
yeah.
Which is cool. He's, like, really leaning into the character, like the hateful.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
hateful, hated.
They hate it,
Yeah, exactly. And Mike Tyson is a legend, obviously.
Yeah.
One interview that went viral with Mike Tyson is him talking to like a little girl of some sort.
Yeah, she
like
was-
a reporter, whatever.
I remember seeing this morning. I was just curious. I was scrolling myself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Mike Tyson Day, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we're recording on Saturday morning.
Yes, so-
hence why it's Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul
Correct.
pre-event.
Yeah, and we're not gonna spend the whole episode talking about it in case you're like, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah,
Just
or
a
I
couple
even know what
minutes.
happened, whatever.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But that interview I thought was very funny because the girl is like, she was looking for just like a kind of like a social media kind of clickbait kind of video.
Yeah.
And she's like, people talk about legacy. What do you think? What do you want your legacy to be? And
Yeah.
he goes, what legacy?
Yeah.
If I die, I'll be dead.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the end
That's
of
so
it.
selfish of me to want
It's
people
so
to remember
selfish.
me.
Imagine Mike Tyson going, I don't care for a legacy.
Damn, dude. Like,
that leaves us, the mortals, with nothing.
extremely demotivated. We're like, well, if he doesn't care, what's the point? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
but I thought it was very funny that he had no awareness that this is a little girl.
Yeah.
He just I was
crushed
actually waiting
her.
for her to cry. I'm
Yeah.
impressed that she didn't cry.
Yeah.
Because he went on for 2 minutes about how legacy is selfish and it's like, self-absorbed to think that your
Yeah.
legacy matters. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm dead. And
Yeah.
he kept saying like, when I die, I'm dead. That's it. That's the end.
I know it's really
So
bizarre.
funny.
This coming from Mike Tyson.
Yes.
However, I'll be honest with you. Like there have been other interviews where he has definitely seen things clearly. Like if you see the Jake Paul Mike Tyson documentary, he talks a lot about stuff. It's like, oh, this is who I am. I see
Yeah.
right past all this junk and everything. And it's really bizarre because I think people at some point in their life they have to realize that it's a bit more than just all the fame and ego and
Yes.
everything. Because he's burnt through his money.
Yes.
And he's seen like the top of the game and the
Yeah.
bottom of the game, and he's come from like the hoods and everything.
hood, yeah.
So he's seen all the edges of it.
Yeah.
Hence why probably at this point he's like, dude, there's nothing that surprises me anymore.
No, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, I like, despite all of his craziness, how almost zen he is.
Yeah, he's very zen
Yeah,
now.
exactly. He's like, yeah, but a guy like him also has seen it all. He is like,
Yeah.
met every girl imaginable.
Sure, every
like,
type.
Every type.
whatever he
Has
wants to
done
do with it,
everything,
yeah.
Done all of the drugs publicly.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Been
yeah.
In movies, had
Tattooed
millions
his
of dollars
face,
at the time.
everything.
Tattooed his face. It is a crazy existence to
Yeah.
to be Mike Tyson, and also he's a global figure. He's like, when it comes to fame, no one does not know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Especially with his fucking face tattoo.
yeah, exactly. Even more so that.
So it's like, it's basically a guy who has everything in a way.
But let me ask you this then: would you ever want to have that experience in life? Like put it this way: like put aside the fame, okay? To be able to experience all aspects of life like that. Well,
Yeah.
would you be interested in that?
Well, from where I'm standing now,
Yeah.
it feels like I can do it and take like valuable lessons and become more wise. But I think along the ways, the temptations and the mistakes that you make could like really change who you are and like really scar you in a way. So I like to think I would like to go through it and then like be like more wise at the end of it. It's like, yeah, I want to try everything kind of thing, but I'm also very scared when you are like, it's that joke about like Tiger Woods, like it's like how hard
Yeah.
it's like that's Bill Burr's bit
Yeah,
about
yeah,
how
like
it's like
deflect-
you're judging from where you are because
Yeah.
no one
Yeah,
there's
no
no
one's gonna try to fuck you.
busloads
Yeah,
of
exactly,
Scandinavian
yeah.
women
Yeah.
throwing themselves on you. It's the same thing. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know how I will do. I like to think like, no, I will never do this and that, but then it's like, how much can you resist?
I think what I would like to be is I would like to be his assistant, just to watch it.
To experience it from like an outsider's almost,
you know, like I'm very curious about it. I'm honestly like a lot of these big events and these big parties and everything. I'm just always curious, like, what is it like? I would love to be in the catering service.
Yeah.
Just to see, because like enough of my gigs I go
or like
to.
his security, for example.
You know, that kind of thing. But I would say, as in like I would love to be the designated catering server. Or assistant, whatever, and like I'm not allowed to party with them.
Yes,
but I'm
you're
there.
always in the closest circle.
You get it, and it's like the system itself prevents me from falling into that hole.
Yeah,
but I get to be like, oh, so that's what the hole looks like.
Yes,
you know, I think that is it.
I mean, there is obviously like a whole other universe that we are not familiar.
Oh yeah,
like I'm gonna try to stay very very vague here. There was a party after a show of sorts in a country that is not here that I had people on the inside tell me what it was like, and it was actually just like the movies, where it comes to like trays of like drugs. It was one of these parties like there is no phones, even the people who are working for the company running it, no phones, all kind of stuff, and it's like A-listers basically. And this is something, the person who was inside is a close contact of mine, and he was telling me that someone in there who's kind of an A-lister at some point just like horrible, but like whipped his dick out to somebody, and the other person, as opposed to what we think would happen, which is like, what the fuck? She goes like, just put that away. This is don't be an idiot. And he goes, all right, and then he just walked away. And as horrible as it is, it's like it's exactly what I imagined.
Yeah,
people like that could behave. And it just made me feel all kinds of stuff. It's like, I will never be at a party like this. Second, I don't want to be at a party like this where everything is allowed, because that means if he does that, he can also try it and put it in my ear or something. Get the fucking thing away from me.
Yeah.
You know? It's just horrible. But it's very weird.
I think that's true, because like I think that is the issue, and I'm sure psychology will all say the same thing. If you were all given the ability or the chance, you would probably just jump on it. Like there's only so much willpower and everything with all this stuff. That if you were given the chance, you'd be like, I can't. Oh, fuck it. You know, you got to go there. So in a way, this is the lesson to tell everyone, like, please stay broke. It's for your own goodwill. I mean, but not broke enough not to be able to go support shows such as be a Patreon subscriber.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, hey, if you're doing well in business, let's help you out.
Yeah.
You know, just lose $5 a month.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/HoHoPod.
I don't think they would be losing. I think they will be gaining.
They will be gaining, but in this context where we're trying to encourage everyone to like stay humble, we're helping. It's about like losing that ego of like, I'm rich.
True.
You know, we're trying to help you get that. So with $5 a month, you could prevent yourself from doing trays of drugs.
Yes.
Having to be in the circle where someone could whip their dick out.
Yes.
And the best part is that it's not so much about do you have the willpower.
Yeah.
You wouldn't need the willpower.
Right.
You would never pose the question. You get it? So we're trying to help you with that. And if you really feel like, no, I'm doing really well in my business, the Tycoon level for $20 a month.
Yeah, you get a t-shirt as well.
Yeah, you get a t-shirt as well.
Which I don't know if I can commit to getting it printed before the 5th of December. We can try.
Yeah.
If enough like people sign up for the $20 Tycoon category tier, then we can actually get t-shirts made.
Yeah.
You can also just subscribe, come to the free event, and cancel it the next day. And that would basically cost you exactly the same amount as a ticket, a regular attendance ticket, and you get a free drink. So you can actually think of it as you're literally making money.
Yeah.
If you intend to come to the event. And if you wanna,
then again, you would be contributing to the Hong Kong transportation system.
Oh yeah.
By taking some sort of transport.
Yes.
And you might be like, nah, joke's on you, I have my own car. Well, you have to park it.
Yes.
Right? You're like, yeah, joke's on you, I have a driver as well. Well, you have the fuel. That costs money.
Yeah, they have Tesla. What about that?
Oh, hey, joke's on you. I'm like, you got to pay electricity. So no matter what, you're still contributing to the economy. So I would recommend, whether you want to game the system or not, this is your chance to come on 5th December. We're doing a live recording of the 200th episode of Ho Ho Hong Kong.
Yeah.
You get to see our real faces, real voices, and of course our real
we'll do a Patreon as well while we're there.
Yeah, the full-on thing. You know,
the full-on thing. And you see us turning off the recorder, turning on the recorder, and going with the same intro, but Patreon this time.
Exactly.
Clearing our throats before. We'll do the whole thing.
Yeah, extremely meta.
Yes, exactly.
Patreon people watching Patreon, which they can now listen on Patreon.
They're watching how the sausage is made.
Yeah,
and no sausage will be exposed, just so you know.
That's right. Unless we hit the big bucks and someone just walks by with a tray of cocaine.
Yes, yeah.
Then I'm like, the dick's coming out.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I saw a bit, speaking of Tesla, I saw a bit, really funny bit about how the people who are very ultra like liberal in America are the ones who are like more environmentally conscious, which
Yeah.
means there are a lot of them own Tesla.
The irony.
And funny enough, that means that because Elon Musk basically came out like full on Trump supporters, he's like, you guys funded the last 6 months of his campaign.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very funny.
Wow.
Yeah. He's like, you guys thought you're doing the right thing, but that money went to Musk. Musk gave it to Trump, and
Yeah.
Trump won.
Yeah.
So that you funded his campaign.
Dude, this is the irony of the world, man.
Exactly. It's so funny. You think you're doing something good,
Yeah.
and you're like, it's not worth
I'm
it.
telling you, man. Yeah. It's so bizarre because like sometimes you, for example, like I recycle, right? But yet I'll be on the airline.
Nerd.
Yeah. And yet I'll get on a plane and be like, yeah, what?
Yeah.
Like, this whole tray of junk is just gonna get dumped right now.
Dude, like, yeah, when you think of like the garbage situation pretty much in any bigger scheme, it's hopeless.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if we've ever had, did we have someone like in the recycling
No, I don't
word
think
here
so.
before? We should probably get someone on, maybe the green people. If
Yeah.
if you guys know someone from the Green 6 project, hook us up. We'd love to talk to them because, yeah, from like an outsider perspective, it's so hopeless.
Yeah.
Like anytime I think of, like, as you said, like trash from planes, trash from cruise ships.
Yeah.
And it's like all of this stuff, I was like, this just goes straight to landfill, because why would you not put it there? It's crazy to sort what out. That's insane.
I don't know,
You
man.
know?
Like it's just super grim to think about
It's
it.
so
And I think it's
grim.
one of those things that the more you think about it, the more you're like, and hence why you have to not think about it, so you
Yes.
continue doing the thing you think is going to be good.
True.
Because maybe, I mean, put it this way, like if we all did contribute like this is 0.1%,
Yeah.
there would be some sort of like
Of
impact
course.
anyway.
But then that's the problem. Like when you think like this, but then you think of like the trash from planes, how much it's
that's like 98% of it. What do we
and
do with the
you're
2%?
like, well,
Yeah.
it's
You know?
getting countered so quickly by like crazy volumes of
Right? And it look, that's also the truth, is that commercial waste is the major contribution to
Of
know
course,
all
it's not
wastage.
household
It's
waste.
not household waste. Yeah, we're not.
It's not your 2 bottles that you go put in the little machine.
Yeah, and
to
get like
10
2
cents.
yeah, all that
exactly.
stuff. But I guess
And
it's
you're
one of the
like,
things.
"Yay."
But okay, so it's one of those things where you at least feel good. Like for example, again, that girl interviewing Mike Tyson, she was like probably doing a piece thinking, like, hey, let's talk about inspiration for the new generation. Because she
True.
also said like she'd never seen him fight
Actually,
before.
that interview is perfect, like a demonstration of exactly what we're saying.
Yeah.
Because you are that little girl of
Yeah.
like, give us hope in
Yeah.
the new world. And he's like, there's no hope.
Yeah.
We're all going to die.
Yeah, just
and
let it
then
go.
no one will remember us. And that's it.
Yeah,
I am him and you're the girl.
Yeah, that's exactly it, man.
Yeah.
But I think that's the issue, because like you're leaving,
Yes.
and I'm staying.
Yeah.
So I would want the world to be a bit hopeful.
I'm not leaving.
No, well, no one's gonna remember you when you do. So no, but I mean, like
Yeah.
in that situation, you're the
True,
one who's
yeah.
leaving first, right? Technically, right?
Sure.
So, and I think that's the issue, is that with all people, they come into the world with like, hey, hopeful eyes,
Yes.
but over time you get jaded.
Yes.
It's also because like the algorithms you get on social media, things
yeah.
that you watch, and let's be very honest with you, like I'm sure all of us have contributed to this, where we spend a bit more time looking at stupid videos.
Oh, yeah.
People doing, like, for example, the typical like me at 1 month with my baby. You know, it's like always like
Yeah.
nah, 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 nah,
Yeah.
nah. Me at 3 months with my baby.
Yeah.
Guys, here we go. And
Yeah.
3 years with the baby, it's like get out of here, that kind of thing.
Right.
And like, it's nothing new. Like we all know that stuff, but it's just someone reenacting, and you really go like, oh yeah, I get it. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, that's literally page 1 of the manual.
Of course.
You know.
Yeah.
And however, it's like, it's that resonation of like, yeah, I get it, you know, as in like the older generation kind of coming to a point of life like, yeah, what legacy, dude? You know, what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point?
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, I think I was reading a book as well. All we really want is to leave a mark on this world, to feel like we existed.
Well, that's why people have kids, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
their way. That's one way. That's the easiest, straightforward
easiest,
way.
most
to keep the
straightforward, yeah.
legacy going, whatever,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
The other one is for people to remember you or have some sort of monument. Hence why all these buildings with like people's names on it. To realize, oh, that person, like
Tower.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Or even university lecture halls.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You've got like Dangerfield's Comedy Club. You know, you've got benches with people's names on it. You know, like couples that, you know, passed away, whatever, to
Sure.
remember them.
Yeah.
And I think that's the ultimate thing, is that the human nature is that we want to have been acknowledged of our existence. Hence why the attention.
Sure.
Hence why you just want all that people looking at you and be like, oh, you see me, right?
Yes.
Coming back to comedians. This is a prime example. Like literally. And I admit this all the time in my talks. I'm like, yeah, part of comedy does it for me because like they're actually listening to me.
Sure.
You mean they really like they
Does that
literally
mean
pay-
I matter?
Yeah, I matter, you know?
Yeah.
Like, normally, are they being polite? No, they pay money.
Yes.
I don't think they're being polite anymore. This is straightforward. They really want to listen to
Sure.
me. I'm like, all right, then I feel like I matter anymore.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing with engagement as well nowadays, right? People just want to watch something that they can relate to because it feels like, oh, I get it. I matter because like that's exactly what's happening to me. And that person's talking about my life. Dude, I exist. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Hence why, for me, I would love to see all those crazy lives just to see like what is the life I want
Yeah.
after seeing what is available, rather than be like, oh, I'm sure if I have all this money, I'll be happy.
Yes, I agree with you. It's also like you don't want to like feel like later in life feel like, oh, I wish I had the
should've,
chance.
yeah.
I should have tried
Oh, yeah.
harder. Or like that's actually probably like if you're talking about like fears and things like this, that's probably one of my biggest fears is to think like look back and be like, should have gone harder at like trying to go to this not this one event, but like try to go harder at like experiencing this kind of life.
Yeah.
Because now I don't know what it's like, and I wish I knew just to see what it's like.
It's bizarre because like this is the one thing I've come to terms with way back is that age and energy is always going against you.
Yeah.
So it's one of the things like, you know, are you feeling tired now, buddy? Go do it. Like, because trust me, in 10 years time, when
Exactly.
you're not tired,
Yes.
you can't do it anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that, or the price is higher. Put it this way, like
The
10
price
years
is higher. Yeah, you're right.
You know, 10 years ago, if I was like, hey, I'm going to travel all the way, the whole week, the economy done, right? But now it's like, I can still travel, but the economy is like, it hurts, right? And in 10 years time, it's like, oh my God, my back, everything, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the issue is that it's going to cost you more, as in you have to now pay the higher price to get premium economy, whatever,
Yes.
to do the same task. Because
Correct.
you have to compensate for your body and
What
age,
would
right?
you tell? Like you obviously do a lot of school talks and
Yeah.
stuff. If people are asking you about traveling, particularly, like, you know, should I like try to spend more time? Is that the like age-old like dilemma of like, do you spend
stay
your like
here or-
20s like making money and then like to travel later, or do I like try to prioritize like seeing the world and traveling more
All right.
than like working hard like early on after graduation?
Okay, so this is actually a common topic that I've had in many schools about career development and everything,
Yeah.
right? And I talk about my story as well. So in my early 20s, the level of risk I have at failing is much lower. That's pretty much with everyone because your parents are younger. They can take care of themselves generally, right? And so if you screw up completely and you like fall flat with no money again, you're not like, oh shit, these people are in trouble now. It's just
Sure.
you, right?
Yeah.
And also your energy to make the money back and the time to wait. So first of all, with every investment book, they'll tell you the same thing. Invest young because you have time on your side. So if the stock market tanks or whatever you're investing tanks, you can technically rebuild it over time. You know, so it's going to come back up hopefully
Sure,
over time,
yeah.
right? Okay, so you have that one. Number two is also explore your options. Now, there's a book about choosing and decision making and everything where they talk about, I think the fourth option is usually the best choice, or at least try to find four choices and then make a decision. Because the first one, you see it, that's with a limited view. So if
Yeah.
you live in Hong Kong, you're like, that's what I want to do for my life. That's it.
Yeah.
Then you're only seeing what Hong Kong's giving to you, right?
Sure.
So that's I always tell people like, no, that's not a good idea because you don't know what's out there. Option number two gives you some comparison. Was my first choice actually good or not? For example, let's say you want to come watch a comedy show, and it says I want to watch a comedy show, and the comedy show ticket is $1,000. You're like, I guess that's what the market price is,
Yeah.
right? Then you go look around. You're like, wait a second, there's $200 over there. So the market price
What's
is
the
not
difference?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the difference, right? So now you have comparison. Like, what's the $1,000 give me? Oh, it's this headliner, and I get this drink included,
Yeah.
and I get all the food and everything. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense now. Otherwise, you would be like just ripped off.
Yeah.
Straight up be like, that's what the price is, right? So option number two. Number three is then you've kind of got three comparisons, usually a rule of thirds all the time.
Sure.
And option four, I believe, is when you're like, okay, this is time to make the decision.
Hmm.
Because by the fourth time, now it's you're losing, it's diminishing marginal returns, where like
Yeah.
by the fifth time, like too many options.
Yes.
It's like Netflix, you know, you're like,
Yeah.
by this time, like, dude, we're not
Yeah,
watching
just-
a movie
yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Pick something.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing I would tell people is that when you're young, definitely travel, not to be on vacation. Hey, let's party,
Sure.
but to see what it's like over there. And basically compare, is this the life I prefer? Now, everybody's going to do the same thing, just like I do when I go to Melbourne, is that first week, everything's better. Grass is always
Right.
greener.
Yeah.
All these people live a good life. You know, why kill myself working 12 hours a day? You know, 6 hours is great. But live there for 1 or 2 weeks or 1 or 2 months and daily necessities. For example, it's 6 p.m. You're like, man, I got to get this stuff done. Let me go buy this thing quickly. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
store's all closed.
Yeah.
You're like, shit.
Let me get something printed.
Yeah, shit. You don't do it.
No printer. Yeah.
You know, you're like, all right, I have an hour. Let me get this done. Oh, no, you do one thing because everyone's chatting with you.
Yeah.
How's your day,
And
sir?
also the trains are like every 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah, you know, and you realize, wait, I'm doing 3 things a day when I was doing 30 in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
What do you prefer? Do you want the slow, relaxed pace, or do you want the very effective,
I guess it's
productive?
a personal choice. Yeah.
It's personal choice, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's one thing. Again, it's give or take. Nobody's on either side. Like, even if you want to be super efficient, you got to realize the burnout issue. You want to be super lazed out, then you also have the lethargic depression issue where, like, life's meaningless and everything like that. So that's where I tell kids.
Right.
When you're young, explore that about yourself. Get to know. Coming back to one of the biggest philosophy things is know thyself. To know what you truly want, right? So I would say yes. When you're young, definitely explore more if you're allowed, as in like circumstances allow you.
Yeah.
However, if you have
A
responsibilities,
lot of people unfortunately don't have that, like especially here, because they're like, maybe you're lucky, like your parents were still like relatively young and you can still like kind of have the freedom to like go explore. A lot of people feel like the need to like, they're in debt basically to their parents after they graduate.
Yeah.
And they're like, I have to work right away because they gave me this good education and I now need to take care of them and whatever.
Yeah, but
and they don't have the luxury of like, I'm going to go try an internship in another country or whatever.
Fair. But then
Because their parents would then start guilt tripping them. It's you're not going to start working. And it's like, it's not a good cycle.
I agree. And that brings me to, like, let's say Mike Tyson story right over there. I'd be like, dude, on your off hours, buddy. Like, this is it, you know?
Yeah.
And he always lucky he got picked up and everything.
Yeah.
However, there are many stories of people, the 2 hours after your whole day of work when you're tired and like that's where you build your empire, man.
Yes.
And it's been said 1,000 times. Every motivational speaker is gonna say it's those 2 hours that build your empire. What's the thing? It's like 7 to 9 a.m. is build your empire, 9 to 5 is your job, kind of a thing, and 5 to whatever is your responsibilities.
Just jerk off. Yes.
Whatever, you know, take your dick out at parties, you know.
Yes.
You know, but I mean, and it's very true. I'm a firm believer of that, and it's the whole 1% thing. Did you contribute 1% to your dream? If you did, you're good.
Yes.
No, I think that's the thing. So yes, the one thing though is that now that I'm 42, there are things that when I look back, I'm like, man, I wish I did this and this and this. However, I'll be very straight. I've had a lot of time to reflect, and I do this all the time anyway. Where I'm like, dude, I've done some really cool things. Like not like, oh my god, I did this party. I'm like, I've done. I mean, when I go to schools and talk about my career, I'm like, dude, I've been a ring announcer.
Yeah.
I've done the Formula E thing. I've done Macau Grand Prix. I was a press conference guy. I'm like, I was like 1 meter away from these international race car drives. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Like, I have nothing to complain about.
Of course.
Yeah. So there, I mean, so hence why it's a very like yes and mentality, right? So what about you? Like, if you could, if you could talk to your younger self, what would you tell yourself?
Yeah. Well, I think obviously we've had very different kind of like lives, like early on and even now. I think what I did like unintentionally worked out for me is that when I left Egypt in my early 20s, I took it as a way of like almost like a working holiday where I just like want to leave the country for a little bit, but I also want to travel. I'm like, I'm going to work abroad. But eventually what it led to is that I'm kind of living what I had imagined I wanted to do, which is to be stationed outside of the country. Yeah. And then kind of eventually come back.
So you wanted to get out of Egypt?
I wanted to get out of Egypt.
Get-go.
Yeah.
What was the thing that made you go like, I need to get out of the pyramids, man?
Well,
I need to see spheres.
It's the whole like Arab Spring thing. We might have talked about it on a very early episode, but it's like the whole like, protests and
I remember. Yeah,
the government cracking down on all that. So in a way, it was kind of necessary, but also the idea that I wanted to travel, but it's what we were talking about earlier. I can't afford to just hang out. I just don't have that luxury. So I needed to work but I also don't like, even when I was much younger, the idea of like a backpacker, like living, working in a hostel and then working
bracelets.
Making bracelets. It never attracted me, even when I was young. Like when I quote unquote backpacked around countries or whatever, it was still very much like I had always the option to just buy a hotel if I want to, like a hotel room. Yeah. Right. So it was never like.
When you said buy a hotel, I'm like, God damn, dude. I mean, hold on a second. This took a twist.
No, get like a hotel room, right? Yeah. But it fascinated me also because I would meet people from like traveling from like Europe who I know for sure their parents like have money, but they actually choose to come to Asia and travel with no money and just try to make it to the next country. And actually that was because I'm like, that's a risk I wouldn't take. Just it's personal choices, right? I remember like traveling in Beijing, staying in a hostel and meeting those Icelandic people who are like, 19 or whatever and, young whatever people. And they were literally saying like, yeah, we're here in Beijing. We're going to, I don't know where we're going, Indonesia, Thailand, whatever. They're like, we need to find money to get there. There's just like, that's our challenge now. So it means like maybe we just need to play music on the street. You know, we need to, I don't know, buy beers and sell them at a party. We need to figure something out that is obviously not illegal.
Yeah.
But it's so cool for them to make that choice, knowing that of course they can call their dad the next day and be like,
you
"Can
have
you
a
send me
safety net.
1,000 euros?"
Oh yeah. You
And
have a
they
safety
would-
net. That's different.
Yeah, but that's yeah, it's cool in a way because you still have a safety net. But even that, I wouldn't do. I think
It's a bit like irresponsible, as in like you're gonna. Okay, put it this way. It's like people hiking in Hong Kong during the typhoon.
Yes.
Like whatever happens, the fire service can get me.
Yeah.
That's an asshole move, man.
Yeah.
It's like that's not really you.
True.
You know, you're doing something where you're having fun. If it's good, you don't share it with the firefighters.
Yes.
But if you go bad, you're like, hey guys, come help me. You're like, fuck
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah. I think the same thing is like you're going out there exploring, enjoying life and everything, and then should things go bad, you're like, Mom,
Yeah,
things don't work out, Mom. I need some money.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But then when things are good, you're not like, Mom, I want you to come and join me. It's like,
Yes,
no.
of
I
course.
enjoy it, but when it's bad, you better be. Yeah. I think that the one thing for me is that at a young age, I didn't really have that luxury of the safety net. My family situation is nowhere close to what people would imagine it.
Right.
However, it was like gave me a really strong drive of trying to create a safety net. And I've talked to my girlfriend Gloria about this all the time, is that one of my biggest issues is that I need to create a safety net for a safety net. Like there are some people who do like backups. I do backup of backups.
Right.
You know, and you know that about me, right?
Yeah, of
like I
course.
always have like a plan C.
Sure.
Right. So I think that issue was one of my driving forces of trying to explore the world and see like, how does this work? How are these people, you know, so calm? Because I'm scared as shit without a safety net, right?
Right.
And then the more I explore, the more I'm like, they're not calm.
Yeah,
They're just in denial.
they're just like putting a front,
Yeah,
like
front.
to look like calm and confident.
Yeah, but they're not. You know, they're
Yeah.
just as scared. However, they're not willing to accept it. Hence why they're not willing to do the work involved. And I've noticed this a lot, like my generation of kids where they grew up pretty all right. And because you grew up pretty all right, you've never had the fear of I'm going to fall into a hole. Because like, oh, I'm sure someone will save me.
Yeah.
But you don't have a safety net. But you believe someone around you will eventually come save you.
Yes.
And I never really had that. Or I would say not really never had that. But like I had enough of people who were pushing me.
Yeah.
All right. To make me go like, even if I have a safety net, they're gonna push me through the safety net and break through it and
Sure.
put me in the hole, you know.
Yeah.
Hence why I have this super crazy drive to be like, dude, I need to build like,
An empire.
yeah, an empire. Be like, and to the point I have a moat around my home or whatever, where I'm like, okay, not only can you not, if you know how to swim, don't worry, I have alligator. Oh,
Sure.
you have a sword, don't worry, I have fire. Oh,
Yeah.
you have an extinguisher, don't worry, I have this now. It's like every move you have, I have like 10 moves. Because growing up, again, people who don't know, like my dad is an asshole, and he was the type of guy that.
Yes, this was mostly covered on the Patreon, by the way. You can, if you want to hear Vivek's
The
dad's
dad's,
adventures with Vivek,
Yeah.
that's covered in details on the Patreon episodes.
Yeah.
You can pretty much subscribe. Here's what you can do. You can subscribe for a day.
Yeah, listen
and
to
just
it.
listen to a random episode.
Yeah, you hear me bitch about that. Yeah.
Bitching about his dad, and it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
Vivek cries a lot
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
episodes, but to me, it's very entertaining.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing where the difference in choice of young life is that from a 20
Yeah.
or 18 or whatever, I had the set of like, I am going to build something.
Yeah.
Where like, even if you push me, even if you give me a bulldozer, I'm like, joke's on you, buddy.
Yeah.
Because I have a wall behind me now. You can't get through this one now. You know, that kind of thing. So I think that itself, contribution from the parents is very key. Hence why I'm very much against parents being too nice to their kids once they're, let's say, 18. If anything, honestly, once they're 13, if I had a kid, oh my God, dude, I
Yeah.
would be... I don't think we'll have a good relationship.
Right.
I would
But don't you
ruin-
think in a fucked up way that would replicate the cycle of your dad and you?
No, but the difference is that I'm doing it because I don't want to give them that that sense of like, no, you know, whatever, life's great and everything. I'm like, no,
But don't you think he might have been thinking that when he was treating you that way?
See, that's the difference. Like, he was doing it because he didn't like the idea I might be better than him. So he was doing, like, the moment I go anywhere close to what he's at, which is
Yeah.
a very low level anyway,
Yeah.
you know, he's like, oh, no, I'm going to find a way. And he will, this is where I've learned how to, the art of deception.
Right.
Right? There's a book called The Art of Deception anyway. I love that book because I'm like, dude, this is exactly what I've gone through my whole life. Is that giving you the feeling of like, I'm on your side or I'm so-and-so and everything. And then over time, be like, oh, that's right, bitch.
Right.
Yeah, joke's on you kind of a thing. And I think that made me realize, oh, okay, this is very interesting. This is a tactic. This is a skill. But to be able to see that and be 10 steps ahead of them, it's actually a valuable thing. For example, when I do gigs now, I don't just, when I go to a gig, I don't just go like, oh, how's the room?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, how am I moving all this stuff through the lift and this and this and that? What time is it of the day? Do I get a van? This and that. I've thought like all the whole procedure
Sure.
before even talking to the client about like, oh, which day are we planning on doing this? You know, because that's always been my thing. Because I'm like, I know someone's gonna fuck me over now.
Right.
You know?
Even after so many years of things not happening that way, you still
Yeah.
have it in the back of your mind.
Oh
that
yeah. But it's become one of my
because
skills.
it's ingrained in you from a young age that
Yeah.
someone will try to fuck you over.
Oh yeah.
Someone
You know?
will be like, haha, bitch, joke is on you kind of
yeah,
thing.
exactly. Like right
Yeah.
before, for example, just last night we were doing a gig at the Hong Kong Yacht Club.
Yeah.
And basically it was just a normal comedy night, right? So I had a few other comedians
Yeah.
and stuff. And everything's set up. We've discussed it. I brought my 300-watt spotlight, everything. I went for a site visit. Everything's good, right?
Yeah.
We get there, set it up. I test everything, all good. And the next thing I know, because they're using wireless mics, someone's jamming into the system,
Oh.
right?
Damn.
And I'm like, what? How is this a problem? Like, shouldn't this be solved like a long time ago? Because
It's their own sound system.
their own sound
Yeah.
system. But it's a sure quality wireless thing,
Yeah.
right? And the problem is that particular model I'm not familiar with, so I wasn't sure how to change the channels and everything. But whatever it is, I was like, why?
So it's happening while the show is
No, just before, luckily.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
like before when we do sound check, like, every now and then you get a little,
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I can bear with that if it really happens. And then finally someone's like, I was like, okay, someone's definitely either singing,
Right.
something that's jamming to the system. And I'm like, why, people? Why? You know? So it's always, hence why
Yeah.
I've always been like, you know, if it can be wired, it's wired. It's not wireless.
Yes, wired
You know?
is you would see also even like the comedy specials around the world.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody, all the biggest names you can
understood.
think of, we always say, don't try to overcomplicate it. Don't over-engineer the shit.
Yeah.
Shure SM58 wired.
Yes, done.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
it.
The end
Yeah.
of list. Actually, there is
Yeah, yeah.
nothing else.
There's nothing
it's
else.
the one mic, one model. It's a cheap mic actually, and it's a usual XLR. The end.
Yeah.
Don't try to complicate it.
Yeah, everybody
we
knows how
don't
to
need
use
a
it.
Michael Jackson microphone.
Yeah.
You don't need nothing.
Yeah.
Just give that. It does. No, I don't want to hear your idea.
Yeah.
Don't just give that. You think Bill Burr is wrong and you're right.
Yeah,
It's like you
exactly.
go to like a whatever shitty bar in Hong Kong and you go like, okay, how about we have this system? Like you think this guy
Yeah.
on Netflix is wrong for using this mic and you figured out a
Yeah,
better
yeah.
sound system than the guy who was working at Madison Square Garden? Like, in what word? Just do what he does.
See,
it's
now,
easy.
this is
and
the-
that option is cheaper.
Now, now this is the issue when you have terms like disruptor. Have you heard of this term in like the startup world?
Yes, I hate those people.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're disrupting the
Yeah.
system, guys.
Yeah.
You know, we're coming to the banking system,
Yeah.
disrupting
Yeah,
the way.
yeah. Don't
right?
disrupt. Yeah. Just like if you, there is a reason why you're being disruptor, because if you actually had something better,
Yeah.
a better idea, you would have already gotten out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see. That's the thing, though. Again, I've always wanted to be a disruptor. I've always, because like I didn't like the authority of a lot of people saying this is how it's done. You know, if you get married at 20 something, you have kids. I'm like, I'm not gonna get married. I'm
Yeah.
gonna purposely do something different. Or you get a job in an office. I'm not gonna get that. I'm gonna go completely opposite.
Sure.
You know, you do a job 9 to 5. I'll do it at 5 to 9. Screw that. You know.
Yeah.
And I think it's really weird because like as much as it's annoying now that I'm older, I'm
Yeah.
like, God damn kids, this works.
Yeah.
Why do you think that you're so special?
Sure.
However, I totally get it because I'm like, yeah, I see what you're doing over here. However, this is my thing. I'm a big fan of Brucey for this exact reason. He was a disruptor, but he has stuff to back it up with.
Yes, that's what I mean.
That's what I say.
Yes. I think being a disruptor for the sake of disruptor,
Yeah.
that's what I'm annoyed by.
Yes.
Of course, yes. I'm not saying you should follow the system, because I'm also someone who's not following the system, not doing a 9 to 5 on all of these things.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot of people now in the culture that you are learning, speaking of like crazy like social media videos and stuff, people who are just like go like, you know, don't follow, and then that's it. That's the end of the lesson.
Yeah.
It's like, no, man, you
Yeah.
have to have a really solid plan in order to not follow. Otherwise, you're just being annoying.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it'd be like you're just telling people not to do the thing that works for most people, but then with no plan behind it. As opposed to, you know, the first guy who did like Spotify or whatever. It's like, he wasn't just like, hey, music industry doesn't work, the end. That's
He
an
did
annoying
something, yeah.
disruptor. He had something that it was already like, oh no, it doesn't work, and here's a better system.
And implemented it.
And implemented
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And
he
this
applied
is
it.
why he's a disruptor in a good way.
Yeah.
Not just the disruptor's like, hey, we should change the music industry. It's like, okay, what's your solution? No, we should change.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
okay.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The number of people that annoy me with what I call a bullshit ideology.
Yes,
you know?
that's why, just to make it clear, that's what I meant with like the annoying disruptors.
Yeah. Oh,
it's those people. It's like, we call it also like toxic positivity.
yeah.
Which is one of my most like what's the word, like provocative things to see now, because I can really see it. Like you can tell right away. It's like everyone's like, this you're amazing. People who just love every idea, everything that other people say. It's like, okay, you are one of those people. Like, you're so afraid of conflict or calling people out that you're just like, I'm just gonna say everything is good, everyone is good. And it's like, yeah.
I think that's the thing is with our generation. The good thing is that we got in the middle of the pre-internet time.
Yes.
Where you had to figure it out, like go to the library if you really wanted to go do the work involved. And then you got the internet where like, wait, you mean this can do the same thing but way faster? Oh my God, I'm willing to do it. To the point now that when you grow up in this era, you're like, yeah, I don't have to even write anything. ChatGPT done, right? And it's done for you. And you forget the idea that sometimes the reward comes from the actual action of doing the hard work.
Yes.
And that good feeling like, oh my, that's mine. Oh my God, I did it, right? Now, okay, so the disruptor, this coming back to a lot of videos online, the social media stuff, right? Now, everyone's trying to get your attention.
Yeah.
We all know that. They're trying to kind of change things up. For example, there are a few examples that, what's the guy? The Kwame guy? Remember the one who does, watches videos of people doing life hacks? And then he'll...
the black man.
Yeah.
He's like, he got like, such a great story.
And there's another one that does that for fitness videos. This other guy that he basically has all these TikTok fitness videos that he watches of people, like, let's say, doing weird stunts, or this girl's like at the gym filming herself lifting weights, and she's like, guys always check me out, you know, or something weird like that. And he does this reaction of like, I enter the gym and I see this woman. I'm like, what the fuck? Why are you doing? What? You know, they do like these weird stunts with like with dumbbells and barbells. Like, what?
Why?
Just lift it up. What are you doing? You know, why are you trying to balance a barbell on, you know, your fingers, or what's going on? And I think these kinds of things is very true, because like at some point you got some guy going like, what are you trying to do?
That Kabi guy is the one that...
Kabi, there we go. And he got huge for that. Right?
And he got huge with like no words.
No words.
Which is like the most genius thing ever. And like, it's also like watching him, because he blew up during COVID, right?
Yeah.
He would just like sit at home.
Yeah,
and his
bored.
story is fascinating, because he's like from Senegal. He's like Italian, but from Senegal. And I don't know when he immigrated or whatever, but like when he started, he was working in like a boxing like he was like in... like a boxing...
warehouse, whatever.
In a warehouse or whatever. Like, he was basically kind of underprivileged in a way. And he just started doing these videos, and people could relate to them, because it's exactly what you're saying. People can be like, I feel that way too.
The emperor's new clothes.
Why? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's literally that. It's the jester who's pointing at the emperor, and everyone's like, that's actually true.
And he's physically pointing at the video. He's like, it's just this.
It's like why did you just do it this way?
Yes.
It's one of those like, I've got a thing, let me do this. Like, dude, just cut it. Like, what are you trying to do with this whole weird technique?
Yes.
And I think that's what I appreciate, where like over engineering, I'm a genius, look at what I did this way. Is like, dude, this is what are we doing here? You know, it's basic. Why are you wasting your time with this kind of stuff? Coming back to one of my favorite bits of Jerry Seinfeld, also like the whole watermelon seed thing, where they found ways to have watermelon without seeds. And he's like, what? Like, people are trying to cure cancer and AIDS and everything, and here you're going like, this thing, it's got to stop, you know?
So funny.
Right? And like, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we working on this, man? This is purely for convenience. Why can't we work on something that's actually useful? Like, you can just slice the lemon in half with a knife. Why are you trying to find a way to use like a fork and this and that? What are you doing, you know? Again, this comes down to the whole, when people are that bored and nothing better to do.
Yes.
They're like, let me find ways to over-engineer something that already
I think
works.
this is where we really shine in Hong Kong, is that no one has time for this kind of stuff. To be like, oh man, like, my life is so empty and like it's slow that I need to think of all the fucked up stuff. Either happened to me, or like, you know, how fucked up the world is. No one has any time for this. Like, no one in my life here that I was just like hanging out and being like, oh man, you know, have you seen this thing in this country? I'm like, no one cares, and no one has time. It's just like,
and that thing, right? Think about it, like the attention that you put it on. So which is good, you know? Is it ignorance really bliss, or should you care? Or, you know, because like, this is what I found over time, is that on one hand, you've got the whole meditation, mindfulness, you know, focus on the now and everything. On the other hand, you're like, you should care about the environment, this and everything. But then the more you care about the environment, the more you're like, wait,
the more depressed.
More depressed. And then the more you see like all these great people saying like, be the change you want to see in the world, like Gandhi and everything. I'm like, that's very true. You sort yourself out. We'll be fine.
Yes, but I mean, if everyone is following that, I think we can probably get to a better place. When you're, as you said earlier, like if you're recycling and everyone is truly recycling.
Yeah,
and I
then.
guess that's the point of trying to do it in the first place. Is that
Yeah.
like everyone should start with themselves. The same way if we all care about like a particular issue that should be fixed, even globally, like global warming,
Yeah.
speaking of recycling, or whatever, like children's education or anything like that.
Yeah.
If we truly care, then yes. But then the problem is that in the capitalist society, I don't mean to turn this to a fucking
No,
TED
straight up.
talk,
No, I-
but it's
I-
like, especially in Hong Kong. Hong Kong is basically like one big corporation, right? It's like in a world like in a place like this, it's almost
Yeah.
impossible to do that, survive, build some sort of fortune or wealth or whatever, and have time, because people take their downtime so seriously here.
Oh, yeah,
which
man.
actually comes back to our comedy shows and stuff. And even going out to bars and stuff, it's like you don't want to. People, when they go out to have a couple of beers, they don't want to be burdened with
Problems of the world.
problems
Yeah.
of the world and stuff. Rightfully so. This place, as opposed to, I think there's other countries, like if you're talking about Melbourne, like having spent a lot of time there, people there can be more socially conscious of like their surroundings and the world, because the life is good and slow, and it's like the government has the safety net, right? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you can go chill, and like things can be cheap or whatever, and the hospitals are good and whatever. Like we don't have that here. It's just like everyone is for themselves, even the locals, unless you come from like crazy money or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you don't have time. So they come to our shows, and it's the same thing. Like they expect a certain quality.
Yeah, this is my small one.
This is my
time
exactly.
slot of
I'm
joy.
giving you 2 very precious hours
Yeah.
of my day, and we literally have people like we start our shows at 8:30, and sometimes the hosts like warm up and ask people like where do you work, blah blah blah, and sometimes people go like, yeah, I just left the office.
Yeah.
Like people came straight from the office, or they grabbed like a little sushi triangle from 7-Eleven and ran to the show. And we work in Jardine House, like above office is a bunch of offices.
Yeah.
People sometimes come down for the show. And sometimes, and I've done this now there long enough, sometimes people finish the show and go back to their office
Oh yeah.
on a Saturday night.
Possible,
It's like
man.
people, it's
They
like
have a call with whatever. Yeah.
you have a call, you have a catch-up thing. They're like, oh, it's actually good that it's in this building, so I can leave that and come back later.
Yeah.
It's
I think and hence why it's such a different environment here, where on one hand people say work-life balance and everything.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's like, yeah, but this is what I've learned over time as well. Hence, coming back to the whole Mike Tyson girl interview thing, is that the older you get, the more you kind of see a lot of ideals you thought were like, oh, this would be great. You're like, no, there's nothing great. Like wherever you go, there's always problems with it.
Right.
Like you may be as big as Mike Tyson. He's like, yeah, but he had an interview the other time. He's like, to my kids, I'm nothing.
Yeah.
But hopefully tonight they see that dad's actually something.
Yes.
And I'm like, that's very true, because and many Jerry Seinfeld, a lot of these comedians say the same thing. I go home and I'm just dad.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that is such a real thing where you're like, yeah, it doesn't matter how
Yeah.
big you are. Coming back to this thing is that even with the internet and everything, like the whole what's the word? I forget what there's a term for. Cosmic insignificance.
yes.
Where like in the whole world you're nothing. It's like, dude,
Right,
relax.
right,
So on one
yeah.
hand it's very relaxing, where you're like, oh, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Life goes on. On the other hand, you're like, wait, I'm meaningless. Why am I here then? So this is coming back to the whole point of like the social media engagement thing.
Yes.
Like with comedians trying to put, let's say, reaction videos or
Yes.
a crowd interaction or whatever.
Yeah.
It's really just trying to constantly tell ourselves that, hey, man, I still matter. And I
Yes.
think that's what I find over time when you get old, is that in a way you kind of still, when you're young, you want to feel like you still matter. When you get older, you realize that it's not whether you still matter, it's like whether you still matter to the people you care about. And I think Dr. Seuss had this great one, the people who matter wouldn't mind, but you like do what you want, be who you want.
Well,
And-
it's also like that, like, I don't know the exact phrase, but it's more like, don't talk about yourself, let other people talk about you.
Yeah, exactly.
right?
It's about what they say about you, not so much about what you say.
Exactly.
It's like basically who knows you, not who you know.
Correct.
Yeah, same concept. Yeah. And when you get
And
older-
I believe in that as well.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
A lot of times, like you see it in like different circles. People go like, I am this good,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I do these things. It's like,
Yeah.
I am only hearing that from you.
Yeah, yeah.
know?
So maybe,
yeah.
let me know.
I've seen a lot of people who worked with you,
Yeah.
and they never really, very rarely go like, this person is this good.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
all the information that I have about you being good,
Yeah.
the source is you.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
So it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, exactly, I don't know.
Maybe get your mom to give you a testimonial at
Or
least.
as
like,
opposed to, you just like do the work,
yeah,
and
and I'll see.
And I will see, and people will see, and people
Yeah,
will be
man.
like, that person is reliable and his work
See,
is good.
this is exactly the Mike Tyson wisdom that we're getting now. The older we get, we're thinking about, actions speak louder than words.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
talk less about yourself. You
Yes.
know, be humble, all that stuff. Like before, maybe 20 years ago, but like, dude, you got to promote yourself.
Yes.
You tell people you're funny.
Yeah.
Get on stage. Hey, I'm the
But
legend.
it's also fascinating because in our line of work, promoting yourself is just part of the job.
part
And
of
if
the
you're
job.
not doing it, you look like you're not active, you're not taking it seriously, or you're just like losing some sort of weird invisible fight battle that we've all put
Yeah.
on. Like I posted for the show's promos, I posted a show for a video of comedian Jocelyn Che, who is coming on to Hong Kong backstage
coming-
comedy stage.
So, in case anybody's trying to be like, oh yeah, that name sounds familiar. This is the infamous. Yeah, you can put it that way.
Yes.
Infamous.
Well, she would be on the podcast as well. She would tell her,
She was talking about the infamous Malaysian Airlines disappear kind of bit,
Right.
right? So I'm sure you're like, oh yeah, I remember some of that,
Right.
right?
If you
Yeah.
just Google Jocelyn Chia, 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 you just all the results, the first page or two
Yeah.
pages of Google is literally every news outlet around the world, which is just wild to see.
Yeah.
Every news outlet around the world talk about how Malaysia wanted the Interpol to arrest her. That was actually the headline for a
Of
while.
course, yeah.
Malaysia asked for Interpol to arrest comedian. Fascinating. And so she basically had almost a throwaway line. Again, she will come on here and tell the full story, but she had a joke or a throwaway line with an audience member. She was like joking with Malaysian audience member in the audience in a comedy club in New York. And she said something like, this joke didn't land just like your plane or something like that.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Which was just not even part of her act. Again, she can tell the full story. But that was it. The video went online, and that's the end and the beginning, and it just went crazy. So, but the point is that I put a video up on the Backstage account, not that video at all. And I don't believe it's actually because of who she was on that incident. It's just the video resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it was so strange to see how viral a video can go so quickly, because I put it up as time of recording, 4 or 5 days ago, and it's now at 60,000 views on it's the
God.
biggest video I've ever had on the Backstage account.
Yeah.
We have had people like Jordan Lung's videos, your video sometimes like Pickup's Theme, nothing like this. 60,000 video, 60,000, more than 2,200 shares. It's people sending it to each other. And the idea is so simple, such a genius bit, because the bit is people ask her what's the difference between mansplaining and just explaining.
Yeah.
She goes, I'll tell you what the difference is. Mansplaining is when a man is explaining and he's ugly. And you're just like, it's so true.
Yeah, it's so true.
Which is like, that's what I like about it, is that like everyone can relate. And I was actually talking to Andy of all people about like comedians and stuff like that the other day. And I think agreed that a joke doesn't have to, like, you can disagree with the joke, but the best jokes are always when the logic is solid. You can
Yeah.
disagree with the joke, what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
punchline is, but the logic is there.
Yeah.
And that's usually the foundation of all the good comedians, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I love about Bill Burr.
Exactly.
Bill Burr is
builds his entire act on solid logic. Don't have
Yeah.
to agree with his take.
You don't like what he's saying, but
You
he's like,
don't-
that's fucking true.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's same for her.
Yeah.
So like, what she's saying is true.
Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
people will accept the same explaining if you're hot and I am not.
Yeah, dude.
I am annoying and you're like, oh my God, the hot guy is explaining something.
Yeah.
We should all listen.
It is so true. It is
And the
absolutely.
rest of her video, which again, I highly recommend people go on the page and watch it. The rest of her video goes, when an ugly guy explain, you go, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly.
And then when he's hot, it's like, I don't know anything. you
Yeah.
know? It's so true.
Oh my God. I can imagine all the situations where, like, for example, let's say the hot guy opens the door.
Yes.
You're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
Or pulls the chair out for you, or like lets you
Yeah.
go in first. You're like, when the other guy, you're like, chivalry, whatever.
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
I can't open the door for myself. I don't need you.
Yeah.
It's like, God, dude, like, can I not be nice anymore?
Yep, exactly.
Oh yeah, man. Absolutely.
There is a comment. Yes, actually, one of my favorite comments on that video is like, "Yep, it's not about what is said, and it's not about how it is said. It's all about who says it."
Yeah,
"God damn
absolutely,
it."
man.
There is a
God
comment
damn.
that like I think is a bit divisive. I would say like people didn't, not a lot of people interacted, but he said, "Yeah, I used to manage young staff of 50, and sexual harassment was only if the guy was ugly.
Yeah.
Same girls would harass the cute new guy.
Oh,
I'm like,
God.
oh damn, that's
Of
harsh.
course, man.
But yeah, it's like ugly guy,
Full
sexual
on, dude. Full on,
a hot
dude.
guy. Oh,
Yeah.
we harass him. And
Yeah,
it's okay. It's
yeah.
like,
Oh my god, he brushed my shoulder.
Exactly. Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the never-ending argument, right? Like I
Yes.
think they had the whole thing before, like equal rights and everything, but let's keep ladies' night.
Yeah.
You know, it's like why?
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
because we get free entries. Like, yeah, it doesn't work that way anymore.
Right.
You know, so yeah, and again, coming back to one of Bill Burr's best bits about the equal pay thing.
Yes.
Go online, just look for Bill Burr equal pay, and
Yeah.
my goodness, that over there is solid logic.
Yes.
To the point where you're like laughing, like, ha ha, ha, damn, that's true.
Yes.
You know, and it's
I
like
think
right
that's
over there.
probably the best kind of jokes that I personally enjoy. It's like that provokes that kind of reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Usually, like, even if it's uncomfortable, the joke doesn't have to be uncomfortable
Yeah,
to be good.
but it's a point where you're like, crap.
Yeah,
he has
it's
a
like
point.
I can't disagree.
Yeah.
Even if I disagree with the punchline or the analogy or whatever,
Yeah.
but like the point that he's trying to make is it's the same thing when Bill Burr again with the whole Michelle Obama thing. And he's like, we didn't elect her. No one can disagree. Just that one line as a
Yeah.
setup. No one in the right mind can disagree that she was not elected.
Yeah, she
Doesn't
wasn't.
matter if she's good or not.
Yeah.
In her own right. He's like, why are you talking? We didn't elect you.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, but you know the system that
Yeah, no.
I want this guy.
Exactly.
Not you.
Exactly.
You were part of it. You just happen to be there.
Yes,
You know.
exactly.
Yeah. It's so
And
good.
she was not running as a VP or whatever either.
Yeah.
She was just like the president's wife.
Yeah. So it's like, why?
And of course, for him to to cover his ass, he said like one day there will be a female president. And we almost had one. Not
Yeah,
we. Like
yeah,
the Americans
yeah.
almost had one a couple of times. And he's like, when she's president, I don't want to hear from her husband.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a woman-man thing. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what he said. Like, no, sir, you are the first lady, the
Yeah.
first male first lady.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like,
so
go
you-
paint the White House or whatever.
Right over there, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that is the ultimate thing when it comes to all these discussions is that with comedians, the one good thing is that if they make you laugh and they make you kind of like, you're right.
Yeah.
We are able to talk of topics that you may not like to be discussing and it's usually
Yeah.
uncomfortable. But hopefully with the little humor involved, you're like, you know what? It lightens things up and I'm willing to go there
Oh,
and
yeah.
actually really reflect on it.
Yeah. And speaking of comedians who make you laugh, we will go into details about it in the next episode because we are out of time. But in December, we have a pretty cool, we kind of did it in a way intentional where we try to bring out more female headliners. And we just lined up a couple. One is Jocelyn, who we were just talking about. She's headlining on the 7th of December, 2 days after our live show, actually,
Yeah.
at the Aftermath. So Jocelyn will be on 7th of December. Jocelyn is on her way out of the New York scene. She's relocating to Europe, and she has been obviously a very established name in the New York comedy scene for the last few years. And she's amazing. And we also have Irene, too, who is a queer comedian from LA. She has blown up. She's done a bunch of stuff for Netflix. She writes for At Midnight, the TV show as well, with Taylor Tomlinson, and she opens for her on the road a lot. And she's quite big on social media. Her videos are amazing. So she's coming through on the 21st of December. We'll talk about the whole direction of trying to bring out more female comics because we're also going to do that for next year. We're going to try to balance it out a bit because we can joke about, the industry being men need attention more or whatever.
Yeah.
And I personally even joke about that in my act. But it doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to go out of our way to balance things out a little bit more. Even if it's it doesn't mean it's tokenism of any sort, which is why backstage comedy, we still have a certain standard that we'll never compromise on, no matter who the gender or whatever
Yeah.
is. But it means that we just need to go out of our way to find those really good people who match our standards for quality and put them on. And that's what we're going to start to do starting from December. So I really hope that people can get on board with that and come to support particularly these shows, because I would like these shows, and I'm not saying this just to promote a show, but I genuinely would like to show the comedy scene here that it doesn't matter who's on stage as long as they're good. That's actually the message.
Yeah.
And that's true equality in my philosophy, in my opinion, is that true equality is that you look beyond the person's gender or color or anything. It's like, oh, that's just a good comedian. The good comedian on stage or good performer is when you don't think that they're black or white
Yeah.
or gay or have a dildo on their head.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a good performer. I want to see that.
Yeah.
So I really hope people come to particularly see these two shows. Jocelyn Che, December 7th, Irene 2, December 21st. Link in the description, all of that. We'll talk about it more in the next few episodes leading up to these shows. And hopefully both ladies will be gracious enough to come on the podcast and share their story as well. December 5th, live show.
Yeah.
Patreon is about to record. We're about to record right after this one. What do you have going on?
So me, right now, I only have a show, I think, lined up with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be coming up soon. Other than that, the live recording, that's the public one. Everything
Nice.
else is pretty much private bookings and everything. This is, of course, the busy time
Yes.
for me. And the one thing I liked when you were talking about how you're trying to find things to balance out the talents and everything, I think, Mo, that might be your legacy.
Yeah.
But you know the bad news is?
Yeah.
No one's going to remember.
Thanks, Mike Tyson. Speaking of, we might actually, between recordings, we might tune into the fight.
Yeah, let's take a quick
see
look.
if Mike Tyson and Jake Paul are, you already know the result. Rest in peace. Hopefully, Jake Paul. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.